A hideous face, hair of venomous snakes. To look the creature in the eye would cause one to be cast to stone. The Gorgons were haters of men. These women hated everything about them. But Medusa stands out from her sisters, being the only mortal Gorgon. In Greek antiquity, Athena was the goddess associated with many things, including wisdom, courage, civilization, law and justice, just warfare, strength, strategy, the arts and crafts, and skill. She never had a consort or lover, and was thus known as Athena Parthenos, Virgin Athena. Her most famous temple is the Parthenon on the Acropolis in Athens. Serving in one of the temples of Athena was a beautiful mortal. Her name was Medusa. Unlike her fellow Gorgons, Medusa began her life as a beautiful young woman, dedicating her life to serving in the temple of Athena. Taking a vow of chastity, she would have served in every walk of temple life. The story of Medusa begins with the god Poseidon. He took notice of Medusa. Her beauty was something he couldn't resist. Legend says he met with her in the temple, but she was dedicated to Athena. Her vow of chastity would never be broken. However, Poseidon didn't accept this. Poseidon brutally raped Medusa within the temple itself, and when Athena discovered the desecration of her temple, she punished Medusa for allowing it to happen. Her beautiful long locks of shining hair were replaced by snakes. Her eyes began a glare of dark nothingness. Her body became that of an old woman. The rest of her days were spent on the island of Kisthene. As we follow the tale of Medusa, she goes from being a horrific beast to becoming a more sexual creature. She stands out as an untouchable woman. The art world has seen her as not only a symbol of women's plight, but also a symbol of unreachable power that only women hold. She can be seen to stand out for injustice. What happened to Medusa wasn't justified, and it wasn't fair. The tale of Medusa ends with her death. Her head was removed by Perseus, who was sent by King Polydectes. Perseus had been given a mirrored shield from the goddess Athena. Using the shield, he was able to remove her head. At the time of her death, she was said to be pregnant with a child of Poseidon, and as she died, a winged horse, Pegasus, and a golden sword-wielding giant sprang from her body. As Perseus flew back with the head, passing over the Red Sea, blood dripped from the head, turning the corals red. During his short stay in Ethiopia, he saved and wed his wife, Princess Andromeda. The poisonous vipers of the Sahara were said to have grown from the spilt drops of blood, and from her blood also spawned a horned dragon-like creature with a snake-headed tail, the Amphispina. Perseus then flew to Seriphos, where his mother was about to be forced into marriage with King Polydectes, but the king was turned to stone by the head. Perseus then gave the head of the Gorgon to Athena, who placed it onto her shield, the Aegis. So what does this tell us about Medusa and the fact that there is always a moral to a story? According to Ovid, she was once a beautiful young woman, raped by a man she had no power over. Her innocence was taken. It shows how all women feel when such a crime has been committed against them. The woman she had served and dedicated her life to punished her for his crime. She was no longer beautiful. She was a victim not only of Poseidon, but also of the one she thought would protect her. To interpret this would lay some obvious theories. She had everything taken from her because of Poseidon's crime. Each man she met would turn to stone. Again, it can be easily interpreted. She no longer trusted men. They were cruel and cold, like stone. Having been beheaded, her journey still wasn't over. Interpreting this too is an easy task. Crime, even after the victim is dead, echoes in the hate which has been created. Her blood would create anarchy and evil. The very mention of her name, even today, wakes a knowledge of what is bad in this world. But the truth of Medusa is she has become a symbol for women. She has become a symbol for right and justice. What happened to her, although it is just a story, wasn't right, it wasn't fair, and it wasn't justified. The lesson I take from this is that women aren't just pretty little creatures for men to look at. We may not have the physical strength men have, but we have more power than men could ever imagine. Women are a symbol of strength throughout history, and not only Medusa. Treat them right, and maybe you won't be turned to cold, hard stone. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed that. A little bit of a history lesson there, but it also shows how women were perceived by the ancient Greeks. Not necessarily today, but just remember, there are some countries in this world that still look to women like this. So if you're raped, it's your fault. No, don't think so. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully it gives you a little bit more insight into who Medusa really was, or so the story goes. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye!